Hello and welcome to the second episode of Fuzzy Loaf Movie Club, Fuzzy Loaf Comic Club. Oh, I'm already tongue-tied.
Oh man,
I'm your host, Matt, and with me is,
Scott, as always.
yeah, as usual. Do you want to pull your mic a little bit closer?
Oh yeah, it's like all the way over here.
Yeah,
Is that better?
a little bit closer.
Better?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're getting there.
I forgot about it. I just like.
I know, I was like, that's really far away.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched this is the second episode. This is kind of a new show for us. We're doing each week. We're picking a graphic novel or a like short run or like a limited run comic.
Yeah.
And then we're reading it and then talking about it. So this week we chose Batman Earth 1 Volume 2.
Because it just came out last week.
Yep, it just came out May 6th.
6? I thought it came out last week.
Nope, it came out May 6th.
Oh, so that's a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, I think. So if you haven't read that, you should definitely go read that. But I guess before we get into any spoiler stuff, did you like it?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like really a Batman fan. I don't read any Batman comics. I find Batman kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And the art I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Some of like the Bruce Wayne faces looked kind of weird, like.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looked really good. I love the suit, the bat suit in this.
I did and I didn't at the same time.
It looks kind of weird because it like the cape goes into the emblem on the chest, which looks kind of weird, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a more realistic take.
I was going to say, it reminds me of a mix between like old Batman suits.
Yes, it looks very much like the old classic Batman suit.
But then with like a little bit of modern.
I thought the same thing.
I really liked it. I have read a lot of Batman comics. This probably isn't my favorite, but I do like it because it takes some artistic licenses to
some liberties.
Some liberties, yeah.
That's what I see. That's what I like about these Elseworld comics.
Same with me. I like when they change the story. They change.
You know the basic elements, but then they like twist things around, make it like in this one. Alfred's an old like military guy.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
And he's tough and not afraid to kill people, and he's kind of training Bruce Wayne. And
yeah, so I should say now we're going to get into spoiler stuff. So if you haven't read it, go read it and then come back and watch this.
Yeah, join the club.
Yeah, join the club. Okay, so before we get started, the book was written by Jeff Johns and was drawn by Gary Frank. You said you liked the artwork. I did it too. It reminded me of, same with last week's Forever Evil. It kind of reminds me of like classic DC art style.
Yeah.
Which is great because a lot of comics have gone with like a more modern design. And it looks good, but
yeah, I like
going back to the start.
It kind of reminded me of I mean, obviously because of the Earth 1 being like a modern retelling, even the art kind of reminded me of the Marvel Ultimate Universe, like the early days of the Ultimate comics.
Yeah.
So
okay, so where we pick off in this story is
6 months after the first one.
Yeah. So Cobblepot was mayor.
Yep.
And Alfred killed him.
Yep.
To save Bruce.
Yep.
Everybody thinks that Batman did it. Well, not everybody, but everybody's saying that Batman did it, like all the news.
Yeah.
All the prosecutors.
It's like the Dark Knight when they said that Batman killed Harvey Dent.
And in this one, Harvey Dent has a twin sister. Does he? He doesn't normally have a twin sister, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember him ever having a twin sister. And she takes up the mantle of being mayor after Cobblepot, and he is still a DA, and he is still,
as always,
he is like really crazy in this one.
What did you think of him in this?
I thought it was okay. He's a bit one-dimensional. He was Two-Face minus the normal side of Two-Face, basically.
Minus the second face?
Yeah. I mean, he was just the crazy one.
Yeah.
And she was kind of the normal. It was like they did that.
So it was like Two-Face, but they're actually two
different people. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually I don't know if I want to jump to the end right yet.
Yeah, we can hold off on it.
So
I thought that was great though.
Me too. We'll elaborate.
Yeah, we'll get to it. So this one focuses on the Riddler is the main villain.
Yeah.
I'd say. And then we hear inklings of the Killer Croc, killing subway workers and like all this other stuff. What did you think of this telling of Killer Croc?
First of all, I thought he looked great.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I just felt like, because I liked the comic, but this is one of my gripes I'm gonna get to. I feel like he was unnecessary for like the whole story, pretty much. Like he didn't even need to be in there.
Yeah.
In the end, he kind of has like a Deus Machina kind of thing, but otherwise, you're just like, oh, it's cool that he's there, but I mean, he had a like kerfuffle with Batman right there, and then he's like, "No, please don't." But you're just like, really, there's no really need for you to be in this story at all.
Yeah, I think they're setting up for the possibility of him being a sidekick for the third story. If they do a third one, yeah.
Because he seemed like he was a good, like, he wasn't a bad person.
Yeah. It's more he's just in the gray area.
Yeah, he just looks weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other characters that got brought up in this. Yeah, I guess just the Riddler, and then okay. Well, we did get Maroni as kind of a lower level thug.
He's barely in it.
Yeah, but his version was kind of weird because normally Maroni is like not quite like that. He's like a mobster and like a higher.
Yeah, I don't know much about. I mean, I know quite a bit about Batman, but I don't know.
Maroni is a really old villain. A lot of the
gangster.
a lot of the gangster stuff was early Batman, and typically they're like higher ups. They're running the mobs and stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of weird that he just seemed like a kind of lowly, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It just worked, I guess. Maybe he wasn't the Maroni.
Could be, yeah.
Could just be a Maroni.
That's true. He could be like his son or nephew or whatever. And then what did you think of this version's Riddler?
I mean, it was kind of cool, but this was another one of my gripes. I thought he was pretty weak because when we never saw him, and like it didn't really add much like mystery to him for me because I was like, oh, he's just the Riddler. And then when they like reveal him, there's no like big reveal. Like, oh, it's just like, oh, it's some dude with no shirt on being a computer weirdo. Yeah,
I thought it was weird because they could have used a more established like version of the Riddler. You know what I mean? Like, gone off of,
because they never said his name.
No, I don't.
So I just assumed it was Edward Nygma.
But it
usually is.
Yeah, but they used his like not. I don't know. He just felt like kind of random. That was one of my biggest things with this.
It's like, he's killing people and telling riddles.
Yeah, they used the Riddler.
But you never see him.
They used the riddle part not as like a core feature of this villain. It just kind of felt like slapped on. Like, we have this villain that's going to do evil stuff, but we want to make it tied to Batman somehow. Let's make him the Riddler.
Right.
Yeah.
That part, he felt weak. They didn't like the overall story. I still enjoyed, but there were parts that I felt were like weak or unnecessary.
Yeah, I think it was the same way with the first volume, though. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, I read the first volume probably 3 years ago, so I don't remember.
Was it out 3 years? Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow. I think I read it last year for the last time, like for the most recent time. I read it last year. But it was kind of similar thing. I think it ended on like a cliffhanger where he was going to talk to Bane. Wasn't that?
Oh, really? You're asking. I don't remember anything from.
I can't remember. I swear it was something like that, where like Bane wasn't necessarily the bad guy. They did a similar thing with Killer Croc this time.
I literally remember nothing about it.
No, I could be wrong though. I could be mixing up.
I don't know, but
and then so for other characters, obviously we have Alfred, who is much different in this telling.
Yeah.
He's like an ex-soldier that the Waynes hired to basically be Batman or be Bruce Wayne's bodyguard, and then he ends up kind of being Batman's trainer.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I like Alfred like that. He's cool.
Yeah, he was badass.
Yeah. He's like backup support, like he always was.
Yeah.
And I like how he's kind of in his ear. He's kind of like in Batman Beyond when Terry had Bruce Wayne to talk to. Alfred is kind of like Bruce's.
Yeah, except for Alfred is like, just let them die.
Just fucking kill them.
Well, and he's like, you don't have to kill them.
You'll really scare people if you leave some bodies around.
Yeah, that was great. I thought, because it's true. It's what probably every comic fan that reads these things is thinking. Like why it's the same thing that we bring up. It's like a superhero trope of you're gonna perpetuate these villains by never taking them out of the picture necessarily.
I just want to say my favorite line in this comic is when Alfred's telling Bruce that he should use body armor.
Yeah.
And he goes, body armor says that I need body armor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally like all I was like,
intimidating.
yeah, that's a good line because it's a good point.
That's like, not to kind of steer off topic, but to kind of steer off topic for a second. That's like the Batman armor in Dawn of Justice. Batman v Superman.
Oh yeah.
In the
I literally the name
it
didn't
makes him look
register with
weak.
me.
Yeah, it makes him look weak.
Yeah.
You need armor to
Not
fight.
having armor makes him look like makes people more afraid of him. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, you know, he's not wearing military gear. He's just
Yeah. Well, and
when you have military gear and stuff like that, then you become the Punisher.
Yeah.
I feel like more so.
Yeah. Well, and you kill more people.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see. Other characters, Lucius Fox in this one, quite a bit younger than he normally is in the comics.
Is he older in the comics?
Yeah, he's typically, I think, at least older than Batman.
Oh,
this seemed like he was,
more on,
maybe mid-20s.
I think I remember that from the first one. Actually.
Yeah, he was quite a bit younger. Then we, towards the middle of the comic, Batman fell onto a balcony and then got brought in by somebody.
Yeah,
that was great. That was a
end
great payoff. Yeah, that was a great
let's just
payoff.
do that. It turned so he falls out. He gets smacked with a shovel by Riddler. Falls down to this balcony and gets stitched up or whatever, and saved by this woman with black hair. Or whatever. She's like, "There's 6-year-old in here or whatever," and he goes on his way and then says he'll send flowers.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, he sends the flowers. Turns out that wasn't her place. It was some dude, and she was robbing him. We find out that was Selena Kyle, Catwoman.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that it was Selena Kyle.
Yeah,
we
I'm
do
just
know that
gonna say it was Selena. It looked like her.
Yeah. I thought that was great. That was a really great reveal.
Yeah, that was clever. So yeah, that was there was see for all of the like parts I thought were unnecessary or not developed enough. There were parts like that really made me enjoy it.
Yeah. And then I know this next part you'll want to talk about, or you wanted to talk about earlier. And this is about Harvey Dent and his twin sister, Jessica. And this is another departure, at least from what we know, or from what we've been given. This is another departure. They're in the same place when the Riddler is like supposedly going to set off a bomb. Yeah, in the police station. And the prisoners get let loose. And then a prisoner gets a Molotov cocktail and throws it at Harvey Dent's face.
And like smashes it on his face.
Yeah, smashes it on his face. And his face starts on fire, the half of it. So you're thinking, this is Two-Face.
But that was the thing. When I saw him light his face fire, he lit the right side on fire. And I was like, Two-Face's burned side is always the left side.
I didn't even make that connection.
I did right away. And you're the Batman.
Well,
I'm just
to me, it wouldn't be like that big of a deal if they did the same thing.
When they did that, I was like, oh, that's different. What are they doing there? And then Jessica puts her face, her left side of her face up against his burning side, and it's like crying out. Yeah, and so she has burns all along the left side of her face, and then in the end, Harvey dies right there.
And this is similar to Dark Knight, where we don't know if he's really dead.
No, he's dead.
They say he's dead.
He's dead. Why would he not be dead?
I don't know.
Yeah, besides stupid, he's dead.
What if we have Two-Faces?
That's literally retarded.
It could be. You never know.
Four-Face?
Yeah. You never know.
No, I know he's dead.
You don't know he's dead any more than I know that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to show up in Infinity Wars Part 1.
He's got to. Okay.
Logically, he should be dead.
If he wasn't dead, I'd say that's really stupid.
Yeah.
Because, so we didn't even say, apparently Bruce has known the Dents like all his life.
Yeah.
Grew up with them. And him and Jessica are pretty close or whatever. She even found out that he's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of glossed over that, but it didn't seem that important.
Well, it seems like everybody knows that he's Batman.
Yeah, in this version, everyone fucking knows. So he's sitting there in the hospital, and you actually hear her say something that her brother used to say.
Yep.
And so she's speaking as him.
Yeah.
So I think that's where like the dual personality part comes in.
Yeah.
Where like her Burnside or whatever is kind of like, Harvey was kind of like an asshole. He was crazy. That's going to be Harvey.
Yeah.
Her regular side will be Jessica. Her,
and that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. What did she say? She said something like, "Never trust an Arkham" or something like that.
Something like that, or get away from my sister. Or
get away from my sister, Bruce Wayne, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she like cries out normally after that.
And she like turns over and you see the bandages on the left side and thing. I'm like, I loved that twist.
Yeah.
I love when,
well, especially since the whole time I'm thinking, okay, there isn't normally a Jessica Dent, and very clearly Harvey is, he's more of an asshole in this, and he's acting more like Two-Face all the time.
They created her for a reason.
Yeah. So I was like, either she's gonna die, causing him to like become Two-Face, or something's gonna happen. But this was a great twist, I thought.
I love the Elseworlds comics for that, for doing little twists on the things we already know and putting a new spin on, like, we know these characters. They've been around for like 80 years. So I love when they can take the characters and do a little twist on them, make them fresh again.
Yeah. And like this series is great. And same with like Superman Earth 1, because it kind of glosses over the origin. Like the origin takes place in maybe 10 pages, if that, in the first one. The actual origin.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get into this new, we're getting introduced to villains that we already know, but with new twists on them. And we're getting introduced to Alfred, who's like a much different Alfred than he normally is. Yeah. And even Batman and Bruce Wayne are slightly different, I think, than they normally are. Like there's a different kind of dichotomy.
I really like how this showed how he's not yet the world's greatest detective that we know. Like
that was actually a great
kind
part
of a
in
shithead.
Yeah, that was actually part of the comic. There was he walks onto a crime scene to give like Gordon some information.
Gordon.
And he steps on evidence, and Gordon's like, "You're stepping on evidence," and he's like, "I'm sorry." And then he walks away. Yeah, and then he touches something, and he's like, "Your leather is smudging fingerprints." And he's like, "Well, I'm not a detective. That's not what I do. That's what you do." He's like, "Yeah, you just beat up bad guys." And then later in the comic, he goes, "Will you teach me how to be a great detective?"
And you see the moments where he has the potential. Even Gordon's like, "Oh, maybe you would be a pretty good detective." That's the best part I think I liked about this comic was Batman wasn't this like, he wasn't like a Superman. Because in Batman in the comics, he's just always knows what to do. He's just always like so on top of everything and like so perfect. I liked seeing Batman more flawed in this. Where he's kind of a shithead. He's chasing the bad guy down and he's making those turns too fast and he crashes the car because he's kind of a little reckless.
Well, that was it. He didn't have his famous Batmobile, which was great. He's driving around like I
think he's driving a BMW.
Yeah, something like that. Then he totals it. And then, he's driving around vehicles on the street. And then he's not that great at fighting. Like he's getting beat up and cut and whatever.
He's getting better, but he's not the best.
And he's not great at detective work. So it's like we're seeing this new side of Batman that we probably haven't seen in comics.
Ever.
40 years, or you know what I mean? Unless you go back way to the begining,
I think even at the beginning they just showed him as being great.
Yeah, could be.
I read the really early.
Neither have I. I haven't read really early Batman. But I thought it was great. It's kind of like seeing Terry McGinnis, where he's not great at what he does.
It's nice to see a Batman flawed for once.
Yeah.
That was the biggest point for me that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, like I said, same thing with you, where you said you love these comics where they take liberties. They change how things normally are. Like they give you a hint. Like it's almost like Easter eggs for fans of these series, where it's like, yeah, here's this character Harvey Dent, but he's not the same Harvey Dent that you're used to. You know, and here's Jessica Dent, his twin sister, who's
you've never seen before.
Yeah, and who maybe is going to be Two-Face.
Yeah,
we'll see though.
Yeah, I still stand by that. It's a really good comic.
Same with me.
Even for the parts I didn't like, I felt like Killer Croc could have been omitted and it wouldn't have changed really anything.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like they're setting something up.
Hopefully, that's what I thought at the end too.
Because it was
out of the sewers and helping him out.
Yeah, I think he was in the Bat Cave at the end. If I
They
remember
were
correctly.
discovering the Batcave.
Maybe that's
There's
what it was.
We need a place for
yeah,
this stuff.
And
Waylon said he knows a place, whatever. So he doesn't even. Yeah, that's another thing with this is there's not even a Batcave yet.
Yeah,
that's how really early on this is.
Well, and like I said, he doesn't have his Batmobile. He just got like his grappling hook and stuff in the. I think not even in the first comic. It must have been between volume 1 and volume 2.
Apparently, Lucius brought over a new suit for him. So in volume 3, whenever that comes out, another 3 years.
Yeah, hopefully it comes out a lot sooner.
Hopefully sooner, because this is really good.
Yeah.
He'll have a new suit. There was one thing too. I don't know if you caught it, but Gordon's talking about his daughter being away at school or whatever. They talk about her good computer skills and how she's able to hack. And I was like, that's Batgirl Oracle.
Yep.
You know, I like the little Easter egg nods like that.
Do we haven't been shown her yet, have we?
They just alluded to her.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because I was going to ask if she was in her wheelchair yet or not.
No, she's away at school. He sent her away to like a boarding school.
And I guess this is another kind of departure. Safe. Harvey Bullock is
the new guy in town. Right?
Yeah, he came from like Hollywood or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that in the first one.
Yeah, same with me.
He worked on like a TV show. He was a consultant for a
crime show.
Yeah.
So he comes in and is trying to be like a savior, and basically all the cops are crooked. Even Gordon, to some extent, he's not crooked, but he kind of just looks the other way to save his life and save the people around them.
He kind of does not good things in order to do good things.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, and this he kind of like he's lost hope, he's given up, and then Gordon kind of pulls him back.
What did you think about the victims that Riddler kills? The like corrupt members that are taking up, how they're all related to famous Batman villains.
Are they? I didn't catch
Crane.
That. Oh, Crane, Scarecrow. I did catch that part.
Drake.
Drake.
God, I'm not gonna remember their names now.
The only Drake I know is Tim Drake. Robin.
No, they were all related to villains, was what it was. Although what's weird, okay, so they said that the Riddler was the 5th person. I don't think it was the Riddler. I think it was Harvey Dent. The 5th member that was taking over the crime.
It was Harvey Dent?
I think it was Harvey Dent.
I don't know. The Riddler was just some anarchist or something. Another vigilante going about it a different way.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he even brought up, you may think that I'm evil, but to me, what I'm doing is... Because I thought it was weird.
I wish we could have gotten more to see the Riddler because we didn't know about his character at all. We didn't know his motives.
Well, because what I was going to say, we
didn't even know his name.
We see him. He's like a greasy 20-something.
With a question mark painted over his eye, no shirt on.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, how is he involved with any of the city departments or, you know what I mean, anything like that?
Shit.
And then Harvey Dent was doing a bunch of weird, shady stuff in the court, like letting a bunch of people go as long as they were giving information. And it's like, I felt like he was really the bad guy, but I guess we'll never know, or maybe we will next time.
If we get a third one, 3 within a reasonable amount of time. But did Jeff Johns work on the main Batman series before? Was that him?
Oh God, I don't know.
Was it him who was it? He who wrote.
He who wrote.
I'm not very good with grammar. When Dick Grayson was Batman and Damian Wayne was Robin. Was that his run on the series?
Let's look.
Because I don't remember if he's wrote Batman before or if this is just his first outing.
Batman Earth 1, Green Lantern, Sinestro, Aquaman, Volume 1, Justice League. He's done a lot of comics.
So it was someone else, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was him.
Okay, I know his name, obviously, because he did Green Lantern for a long time. And that was really good.
Well, he's done a lot of...
he's like the main guy at DC right now.
I was going to say, he's done a lot of DC comics.
He's like the Brian Michael Bendis of DC.
But it doesn't look like he has done any other Batman stuff besides Earth 1.
Okay.
And I guess Justice League, if you count that.
Oh, yeah, Justice League.
No, I thought it was great. I think it's a good retelling and reimagination of a traditional Batman story.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea what we're gonna do for next week?
I can't think of one right now. I don't know if I want to do another DC. Do you have something you wanted to do?
No, I was hoping that we could do Secret Wars soon, but issue 3 didn't come out this week, so it's probably going to be a couple more weeks.
I think Secret Wars, the whole event, doesn't even end till like fall. It goes all summer. Yeah.
God, why did they put 2 out week after week?
I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, I just went to the comic book shop today, and there wasn't any. I looked for, but I got some really cool other stuff.
Do you want to show off what you got?
I guess. So I don't really know much about them. I know a few, but Spider-Verse #1.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in the package, so you can't see it.
Yeah,
very well.
You can see it. Is this the one that's done by?
This is Mike Costa.
Okay, no. Who was it that's doing like a Spider-Verse or doing issues for Spider-Verse?
No, Spider-Verse ended. The event ended.
Yeah.
This is part of the Secret Wars Spider-Verse.
Okay. What I was going to say though is the guy that My Chemical Romance. I can never remember his name. Gerard Way.
He had one issue for Spider-Verse.
Okay, I thought he did like
spin-off for Spider-Verse. No, he did like one of the alternate realities. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve so you can actually see it when I hold it up to the camera. Ultimate End, the demise of the Ultimate Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read these yet. I literally just got from the comic book shop and then came over here. So I'm going to read them probably tonight or today. And then A-Force, the all-female Avengers, which is part of the Secret Wars event. So it has all of like the most famous incarnations of each character, and pretty excited to read this. I like how She-Hulk is at the front because I mean, she would be the leader of.
Well, not to get into super spoilers for Secret Wars #1, but you do see these characters and kind of amalgamated into A-Force.
Not really.
Yeah, you see you see She-Hulk and
someone else,
Captain Marvel, and then one other person that I'm not going to remember right now. And then you do see Spider-Woman.
Yeah,
and they're all like working together.
Well, that's because it's the end of the world. But this is a team, part of the section of Battle World, I guess. Have you read volume 2 of issue 2 of Secret Wars?
No, I haven't read it yet.
So then you don't know anything.
Yeah, no.
Because volume 1 or issue 1 is like at the prelude. Mm-hmm. Volume 2 is where everything picks up.
Yeah.
Where like you're reading volume 2 or issue 2 and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I was hoping to wait until issue 3 came out this week so that I could read both of them back to back, but no such luck.
Nope.
Okay, so what do we want to do for next week? We don't want to do another DC. We could do a Marvel, but I'm trying to think of a short, like contained Marvel.
Yeah, I think we might just have to come up with one this weekend, because I don't know any on top of my head right now that would be like short enough for us to read in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I read this Batman and.
I read this basically yesterday.
Yeah, I read it in like
like
an hour.
I started it last week, but then I just restarted yesterday and read it front to back.
I read it while I was eating lunch yesterday.
Yeah, I guess. Well, if you have any suggestions, you can put them in the comments below.
Yeah, we'd like to do a Marvel or something else. We don't want to do 2 DCs in a row.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we can't think of anything, we could do Superman Earth 1 Volume 3. Just came out that we didn't even know came out.
Yeah, that's true. We could do that.
If we can't think, I prefer to switch it up, but I mean, if we can't think of anything, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'll have to rack my brain. But you can follow us on Twitter at Fuzzy Loaf so that you can see we'll tweet out whatever we decide on.
Yeah.
So you can read that and then join in next week for the Fuzzy Loaf book comic club. I want to say book club in there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Book and movie. Comic books.
This is comics. We're not talking movies.
No. That's what I wanted to say. If we want to find you on the internet, Scott, where do we go?
Twitter and Instagram at ScottyBoy, SCOTTYBWO 4 Ys.
3 Ys was taken, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hagnerd, HAGNERD. You can find us on Twitter, like I said, at Fuzzy Loaf, Instagram, Fuzzy_Loaf, because some asshole has it.
We've posted only 4 pictures.
4 pictures, and they're all over a year old. if you like this, you can find us on YouTube. Just search Fuzzy Loaf. We do a movie and TV podcast every weekend. We'll probably do it this Sunday.
I can do it Saturday, actually.
Oh, okay.
So works out.
Yeah. I guess we'll be doing that Saturday. And then tomorrow I'm doing a video game podcast. Mondays, I do a weekend box office roundup in the morning, short video. So if you like that, come to our channel, subscribe, watch our stuff, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Yeah.
Or if you don't have any friends, don't share with your friends. We'll be your friends.
Yeah.
Just comment on us.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
We'll talk to you.
We don't have lives.
No, we don't.
So we do this.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for tuning in and watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and you enjoyed reading Batman Earth 1 or Batman Earth 1 Volume 2.
It's not too many numbers.
Yeah. Too many numbers. So smell you later. Now.